The Business Secretary, Vince Cable, has suggested the Bank of England should intervene to stop the housing boom destabilising the economy. Just hours before the Chancellor gives his annual Mansion House speech, Mr Cable said he'd been appalled to discover that some lenders were offering as much as 5 times a borrower's income. Here's our business correspondent, Simon Jack.
The red-hot housing market in some parts of the UK has been drawing criticism from experts at home and abroad. International economists have warned that soaring prices pose a threat to the UK economy. And today, the Business Secretary, Vince Cable, waded into the debate by saying banks who grant big mortgages relative to incomes were making things worse.
The Bank of England has got to moderate demand. If you lend people 5 times their income, something goes wrong with their family circumstances or the economy, they're in potentially serious trouble. And it's just feeding prices so that people on ordinary incomes can't get into the market.
He also suggested that lending up to 3.5 times a borrower's salary was more appropriate. That's around the current national average, but it would make home ownership in some areas almost impossible.
Well, if you bear in mind that the national salary is £26,500, a multiple of 3.5 times may be fine in the northeast and the northwest of the country, but it would have a significant impact elsewhere, where people have to look at larger multiples of 4 and 5 in order to be able to afford the house prices that are currently being asked.
Both the Business Secretary and a UK surveyors body said the problems would persist until more homes were built.
Fundamentally, the problem is one of supply and demand. We're simply not building enough new homes. We built 130,000 in the year to March. Now, that's 30% more than the previous year, but it's still way below the 200,000 plus it's estimated we need, and still way below pre-crisis levels.
Surveyors groups said today that buyers were beginning to balk at higher prices. They cut their estimate for annual house price growth from 6% nationwide to 5%. In the runaway London market, which they had estimated to rise at 9%, they're now seeing it come into line with the rest of the country at 5%. We'll learn more from the Chancellor when he gives his Mansion House speech tonight on how he and the Bank of England plan to tackle a widely acknowledged housing problem. Simon Jack, BBC News.